Hello and welcome to another vintage hockey card video. As usual, I am trying not to script this, try to do it in one take. And today I'm getting ready to put what is very close to a complete first series from the 1964-65 Topps hockey set, affectionately known as Tall Boys, getting ready to list that on eBay under my user ID, which is Vahoota, Vahoota. And just in going through this, just some interesting observations. Going to put those down for a second. And these are beautiful cards. To the best of my knowledge, Topps only did this 2 years. They did it once in hockey in 1964, like I said. The very next year, they did it for football in 1965. Interestingly, they've done it for basketball many times. I was going to say, interestingly, have they done it for basketball? Yes, they've done it for basketball many times, which lends itself to that sport, of course. Thematically, hockey not so much, which is maybe why they did it for 1 year, only 1 year. Another theory is that kids were having a hard time playing topsies and flipping them, and I don't know if I always imagine a spy from O-Pee-Chee in a hat and sunglasses and a fake mustache hanging around schools, which I know sounds weird, but watching kids play with hockey cards and maybe noticing that they couldn't play the games with them. Like, how else would they know? They must have had moles somewhere inside schools, or maybe they hired 9-year-old kids to work undercover for Topps or O-Pee-Chee. Maybe the president of Topps' son was going rogue and always asking his friends about hockey cards and reporting back to his dad. At any rate, the goalie cards in this set are fantastic. They always are. They're my favorite in any set, and in a set of some phenomenal goaltenders, which we're going to go through. See, this is how you know I don't script these videos. This was supposed to be the last card, but there's Eddie Johnson, and there is Dennis DeJordy. I have a story about a goalie in a minute, but in a series of really great goalie cards, that is the greatest. The mask in Mr. Goalie's catching glove there. Glenn and his serious, ready to go. No BS, boys. Let's go get to. But what a goaltender. Nice card. Greatest uniforms ever. Love the goalie cards in this set. Interesting in that there were coaches cards, more in the second series, but there's Red Sullivan of the Rangers, probably not looking too happy when he looks down his bench and sees the talent assembled that year for the Rangers. Amazingly, the photographer got Punch Imlach to smile. I would love to know how that happened. And of course, there's the great Billy Ray, coach of the Blackhawks. The stars are always what, it's the main draw, the main appeal of any set. And interestingly, over the last little while, I think some experts, Bobby Burrell being among them, has determined that there's some short prints in the first series. There's some very hard to find cards in the second series. Marcel Paillet, for example. For years and years and years, no one thought the first series had single prints. Apparently they do. That's one of them, which is Henri Richard. That's another one, which is Jean Beliveau. And it makes sense, because if you were a kid in 1964 and you were ripping open packs of cards, you would want to find Beliveau. Another short print apparently is Bobby Hull, I believe. And again, that would be a card that, while you were getting the Jim Mickles and the Pitt Martins of the world more, and you would be looking for the Bobby Hull and the Beliveau, which you wouldn't find as much. There's Stan Mikita, and I'm showing that card because Claude Provost is so happy. I always think it's great when the hockey players are laughing, and I think as a kid you would have got that card and maybe been going through them in your room and by yourself, maybe not, having a bad day or something, and you saw this card and it made you smile. It makes me smile when I see it. Another interesting thing, I am forgetting one. Hold on. Hang tight with me, guys. Yeah, here's an interesting thing. So there are extras. There are some doubles in this collection that we bought that had these cards. But there's 3 checklists, number 54 from the first series, and it's interesting because there's not that many doubles. But in this collection, there were 3 of the first series checklists, and I always think it's cool. I mean, listen, it's awesome when they're unmarked. I mean, if you think about it, this is typically how a checklist is supposed to be. It's supposed to be marked, right? It's always amazing to me when a vintage checklist is unmarked. Like, what kid didn't mark them? I know I did. So always happy when I see the checklist, and as I say, there's 3 of them here, and 2 are unmarked, which again is great. One of them is marked. Just thought that was kind of interesting. Here is the... Oh, this is what okay, sorry. There's 4 checklists. Sorry, guys. Again, unscripted videos. There's 4 checklists in this collection. So, if some cards were a single print, are these double prints? And the interesting thing, again, talking about how you usually find the cards. So what I always think is cool is that the original owner of these, who you assume would have been a young kid at the time, checked every card off. He had the complete first series, and I always think, man, that must have been so cool. Ripping open these packs, all the wrappers were thrown away. Maybe he could have asked the store owner, hey, can I have that display box? You know, when you sell all the packs, will you keep it for me? Nobody thought to do that. Would have been amazing if they did. But like I said, when you go from this to this, okay, always amazing when you find old vintage unmarked checklists. And the cool thing about checklists is when they're not high grade, and these are decent, but even if they're not high grade, they could have worn corners and creasing, but if they're unmarked, they still look beautiful. What else did I want to talk about? There are only 3 high numbers in this group, so that would show you how easy the lower numbers are as opposed to the high numbers. Only 3 high numbers in the group. Nothing really of major significance. No single prints. I just thought I would show those. And there may be another card in here worth talking about. Yes, this is the story I wanted to say. I don't know if I've told this story before. I used to play goal when I was a kid. I was a goaltender. I was not a very good goaltender because I wouldn't wear my glasses. I couldn't see a thing without my glasses, but they wouldn't fit under my Jacques Plante mask, which I wanted to wear. I had great equipment. I looked like I could play in the NHL, but I couldn't stop a beach ball. I went to hockey school one year. My parents sent me away to a very expensive hockey school, a sleepover hockey school, and I'm sure they thought they were doing a wonderful thing for their son. And the problem was I couldn't really dress myself. My dad used to help me put on my equipment and tie my skates. Yeah, I know, different time. And Charlie Hodge was the goaltending instructor at this hockey school, and I remember there were probably 20 goaltenders. I was one of them. And the first day of hockey camp, every goalie, we were all in one dressing room, all the goalies. Every goalie put on their equipment and they were on the ice, and I remember being in the dressing room half dressed. I couldn't figure out how to put my equipment on. I was homesick. I started crying. I was very young. Charlie Hodge came into the dressing room, and I thought he would console me and sit down and help me, and he basically started yelling at me and ripped right into me. And it was funny because he played for the Vancouver Canucks, and I remember that when I was a kid, and he was not nice to me, and I've always remembered that about Charlie Hodge. So Charlie, I'm sure you're a great guy, but you weren't very nice to me, but I don't hold it against you. So anyway, working on this 1964-65 Topps first series, nearly complete run. It will be on eBay very shortly. And as always, I'm waiting for your phone call if you reside in Canada and you have 1964, 1974, 1954, 1924. It doesn't matter. If you have a collection and you want to sell it, or you want to consign it to me for us to sell for you on eBay. The beauty of that is you don't have to do any of the work, and you get essentially what market value will be. You'll get the We will put it on eBay for you, and we will get you market value for your stuff. You do not have to do any of the work. If you're interested in that, or you're interested in selling your collection to me, you know what to do. Give me a call if you reside in Canada, 604-726-1774. Go to my website, aasportscards.com. You'll see letters of testimony about people that have sold to us or sold to me outright, sold or dealt with us on consignment. Letters of testimony, you'll see videos, you'll see a lot of other things, and I hope that earns your trust. And like I said, I hope anyone watching this wants to deal with us. We are trying to grow our business and become the place to consign in Canada. Thanks for watching my videos. I won't ramble on anymore. Stay safe, stay healthy, everybody, and see you soon.